When spine specialists talk about avoiding back pain after 60, they are not promising a pain-free life or a perfectly youthful spine. What they are offering is something far more realistic and far more valuable, a way to reduce unnecessary strain, slow decline, and maintain control over how your back feels and functions. One of the most important messages spine specialists share is that back pain does not define your future. Two seniors of the same age can have completely different experiences. One may struggle daily, while the other moves comfortably and confidently. The difference is rarely luck. It is usually the result of how the spine is treated every day. The spine responds to patterns. It responds to how often it is supported, how gently it is moved, how much tension it carries, and how much trust the nervous system places in movement. When those patterns are supportive, the spine adapts positively. When they are neglectful or fearful, pain becomes more persistent. Spine specialists emphasize that the 5 principles you've learned work together, not separately. Muscle support reduces compression. Gentle daily movement nourishes discs and joints. Posture awareness reduces constant strain. Smart daily habits prevent overload. Nervous system calm reduces unnecessary tension. Each one reinforces the others. Many seniors believe that once back pain appears, it can only worsen. Spine specialists strongly disagree. While age-related changes cannot always be reversed, function can often be preserved, and pain can often be reduced. The spine is adaptable well into later life when it is given the right conditions. Another important point specialists stress is that consistency matters more than intensity. Occasional effort followed by long periods of neglect does little to protect the spine. Small, regular actions create stability. Short walks, gentle movement, mindful posture, calm breathing. These are not dramatic interventions, but they are effective. Spine specialists also caution against chasing quick fixes. Braces, gadgets, and temporary relief methods may reduce symptoms briefly, but they do not address the underlying patterns that create pain. Long-term relief comes from changing how the spine is supported and used daily. Fear plays a major role in chronic back pain. Fear leads to stiffness. Stiffness increases pressure. Pressure increases pain. Breaking this cycle requires understanding that movement, when done gently and intentionally, is not the enemy. In many cases, it is the solution. Spine specialists often see seniors regain confidence simply by learning how their spine works. When fear is replaced with knowledge, movement becomes smoother, muscles engage naturally, pain signals quiet down. The spine feels more dependable. Another key concept specialists emphasize is patience. The spine does not respond instantly. Just as pain developed gradually, improvement occurs gradually. Expecting immediate results often leads to frustration. Allowing time for the body to adapt leads to lasting change. Back health is also deeply connected to independence. A spine that moves comfortably supports balance, walking, reaching, and standing. When the back feels reliable, seniors move more freely and remain active longer. This supports overall health far beyond the spine itself. Spine specialists frequently remind seniors that aging does not mean surrendering comfort or mobility. It means adapting intelligently, supporting the spine rather than ignoring it, moving with awareness rather than fear, listening to the body without becoming controlled by discomfort. Another important message is that it is never too late to start. Seniors in their 70s, 80s, and beyond often see improvement when they begin treating their spine with intention. Muscles respond, coordination improves, confidence returns. While no approach guarantees perfection, meaningful improvement is common. The spine is central to nearly every movement you make. Protecting it protects your ability to live independently, engage socially, and enjoy daily activities. When the spine is supported, the entire body benefits. Spine specialists do not promise that stiffness will disappear forever or that discomfort will never return. What they offer is a realistic path to fewer flare-ups, less intensity, and greater control. A spine that feels manageable rather than threatening. Aging will continue. Time will pass. But how your back experiences that time depends greatly on daily habits. When those habits support strength, movement, calmness, and confidence, the spine often remains functional far longer than many people expect. Avoiding back pain after 60 is not about fighting age. It is about respecting the spine and giving it what it needs to do its job. And when that happens, the spine often responds with resilience. Spine specialists see this outcome every day. Seniors who support their spine do not just reduce pain, they preserve freedom, confidence, and quality of life. After spine specialists address muscle support, movement, posture, and daily loading habits, they focus on something many seniors do not expect to affect their back pain at all: how the nervous system and the spine interact. Back pain is not only a structural issue. It is also influenced by how the brain interprets movement, safety, and threat. Spine specialists often explain that two people can have similar spinal changes on imaging, yet one lives pain-free while the other struggles daily. The difference is not always the spine itself. It is how the nervous system responds to movement and sensation. As we age, the nervous system becomes more cautious. This is natural. But when caution turns into constant guarding, muscles remain tense, movement becomes stiff, and the spine experiences more compression than necessary. Over time, this tension amplifies pain signals. This leads to an important principle spine specialists emphasize. Spine principle: reduce protective tension without avoiding movement. Protective tension is the body's attempt to prevent injury, but when it stays active all day, it becomes harmful. Tight muscles increase pressure on spinal joints and discs. They also limit blood flow, which slows recovery. Spine specialists often see seniors holding tension in their lower back, shoulders, and neck even while resting. This constant bracing keeps the spine under load, preventing it from fully relaxing. Learning to release unnecessary tension is not about ignoring pain. It is about teaching the nervous system that gentle movement is safe. Slow breathing, relaxed posture, and controlled motion help reduce overactivation of spinal muscles. Seniors who practice moving with calm awareness often notice that pain intensity decreases, even if stiffness remains. This happens because the nervous system stops amplifying pain signals unnecessarily. Another factor spine specialists focus on is movement confidence. Spine principle: build confidence through predictable movement. When movement feels unpredictable, the nervous system reacts with fear. Fear increases muscle tension. Increased tension increases spinal pressure. This cycle often explains why back pain feels worse during unfamiliar or rushed situations. Spine specialists recommend predictable, repeated movements. Standing up the same way each time, walking at a comfortable pace, using familiar ranges of motion. These patterns reassure the nervous system. Confidence grows when the brain learns that movement does not lead to harm. As confidence increases, muscles activate more efficiently. Movements become smoother. The spine experiences less stress. Spine specialists often remind seniors that confidence is protective. A confident movement pattern is usually a safer movement pattern. Another overlooked contributor to back pain is fatigue accumulation. Spine principle: prevent muscle fatigue from overloading the spine. Muscles protect the spine, but tired muscles lose that ability. Spine specialists frequently see back pain worsen later in the day. Not because of injury, but because supporting muscles are exhausted. When muscles fatigue, the spine absorbs more force. This leads to stiffness and irritation. Seniors often interpret this as damage, when it is actually a sign of overload. Breaking activities into smaller sessions helps prevent fatigue. Resting before exhaustion sets in protects the spine more effectively than resting only after pain appears. Hydration and nutrition also play a role. Dehydrated muscles fatigue faster. Spine specialists consistently note that seniors who stay hydrated often tolerate daily movement better and recover more quickly. Another important principle involves expectations about pain. Spine principle: separate harm from sensation. Not all back sensations indicate injury. Mild stiffness, tightness, or temporary discomfort often reflect reduced circulation or muscle activation rather than structural damage. When seniors interpret every sensation as danger, movement becomes overly cautious. Spine specialists teach patients to recognize patterns. Sensations that improve with gentle movement are usually safe. Pain that sharpens, increases steadily, or causes instability requires modification. Understanding this difference reduces fear. Reduced fear lowers muscle tension. Lower tension reduces spinal pressure. This shift alone often improves daily comfort. Seniors who stop fearing every sensation move more naturally, which protects the spine over time. Spine specialists also emphasize mental pacing. Rushing increases coordination errors. It increases tension, it increases load on the spine. Slowing down allows muscles to engage correctly and reduces sudden strain. Even small changes, pausing before lifting, moving deliberately, avoiding multitasking while moving, reduce back stress significantly. When spine protection includes nervous system awareness, fatigue management, confidence building, and realistic expectations, pain becomes easier to manage. The spine is no longer under constant threat. Spine specialists repeatedly observe that seniors who adopt these principles experience fewer flare-ups, shorter pain episodes, and greater confidence in daily life. Their back may still feel age-related stiffness, but it no longer controls their behavior. Back pain after 60 is not only about bones and discs. It is about coordination, confidence, and calm movement. When these elements work together, the spine functions more smoothly and reliably. Once spine specialists help seniors support their spine with muscles and restore gentle daily movement, they turn their attention to something that quietly causes a large percentage of back pain after 60. The way the spine is positioned and loaded throughout the day. This has nothing to do with exercise sessions. It has everything to do with posture, habits, and repetition. Back pain rarely comes from one wrong move. It comes from hours of small strain, repeated day after day. Spine habit number 3. Use spine-friendly posture in everyday positions. Spine specialists often observe that many seniors unknowingly place constant pressure on their lower back by how they sit, stand, and lean. Over time, this pressure irritates joints, compresses discs, and fatigues supporting muscles. One of the most common issues is prolonged sitting with a rounded lower back. When the pelvis tilts backward and the spine slumps, the discs absorb more force than they are designed to handle. Muscles switch off and the spine takes the load directly. Spine specialists recommend sitting with the pelvis gently upright and the chest relaxed but lifted. This does not mean stiff posture. It means allowing the spine's natural curves to exist. Even small adjustments reduce disc pressure significantly. Standing posture matters just as much. Many seniors stand with weight shifted onto one leg or with the hips pushed forward. This creates uneven spinal loading and muscle imbalance. Over time, it leads to localized pain on one side of the lower back. Distributing weight evenly through both feet and keeping the ribcage stacked gently over the hips allows muscles to share the work. Seniors who make this adjustment often notice that standing feels less tiring and that back tension decreases. Spine specialists emphasize that posture is not about holding a position perfectly, it is about reducing constant strain. Changing position frequently is often more important than finding a single correct posture. This leads to the 4th habit, one that many seniors overlook because it sounds too simple to matter. Spine habit number 4. Break up long periods of stillness. The human spine is designed to move. Holding any position, sitting, standing, or lying down for too long increases stiffness and discomfort. Spine specialists frequently see back pain worsen in seniors who remain in one position for extended periods, even if that position feels comfortable at first. When the spine stays still, circulation decreases, muscles fatigue, joint fluid movement slows. The result is stiffness and irritation that often appears when seniors finally try to move again. Spine specialists recommend gentle position changes throughout the day, standing up after sitting, sitting down after standing, taking short walks, stretching lightly. These small movements reset circulation and reduce spinal stress. This does not require effort or planning. Even standing up for a minute or shifting position is enough to help. Seniors who adopt this habit often notice fewer sharp pain episodes when changing positions. Another benefit of breaking up stillness is improved coordination. When the spine moves regularly, the brain maintains better awareness of body position. This reduces sudden, awkward movements that can trigger pain. Spine specialists also point out that stillness often increases fear. The longer the body stays still, the more threatening movement can feel. Regular movement keeps the nervous system calm and responsive. The 5th habit spine specialists emphasize builds directly on posture and movement, but addresses a factor many seniors underestimate. Spine habit number 5. Manage daily lifting and reaching intelligently. Most back pain flare-ups after 60 occur during ordinary tasks, lifting laundry, reaching into cabinets, carrying groceries, or bending to pick something up. These movements are not dangerous by nature, but they become risky when done without preparation. Spine specialists advise seniors to use their hips and legs instead of their back whenever possible. Bending at the hips while keeping the spine neutral reduces disc pressure. Holding objects close to the body reduces leverage forces on the spine. Another common issue is twisting while holding weight. Twisting under load places high stress on spinal joints and discs. Turning the whole body instead of twisting the spine protects against this strain. Surgeons and spine specialists consistently see fewer flare-ups in seniors who slow down during daily tasks. Rushing increases coordination errors and muscle tension. Slowing down allows muscles to engage properly. Load size matters too. Carrying smaller loads more frequently places less stress on the spine than lifting one heavy object. This simple adjustment significantly reduces injury risk. Spine specialists also emphasize listening to early warning signs. Tightness, fatigue, or mild discomfort signal the need to pause or modify movement. Ignoring these signals often leads to sharper pain later. Together, posture awareness, movement breaks, and intelligent load management dramatically reduce the daily stress placed on the spine. Spine specialists repeatedly observe that seniors who apply these habits do not eliminate all discomfort, but they prevent escalation. Pain episodes become less intense, shorter, and less frequent. Confidence increases. Fear decreases. The spine responds best to predictability, support, and respect. When daily habits align with how the spine is designed to function, pain becomes less dominant in daily life. These habits do not require strength, flexibility, or special equipment. They require awareness and consistency. And when practiced regularly, they form a powerful defense against chronic back pain after 60. If you're over 60, back pain is one of the most common reasons everyday life begins to feel more limited than it should. Simple actions like getting out of bed, standing at the sink, or turning to look behind you can suddenly feel uncomfortable or even painful. Many seniors are told this is just part of aging, but spine specialists see a very different reality. According to orthopedic spine doctors and spinal specialists, most back pain after 60 is not caused by sudden injury or unavoidable degeneration. Instead, it develops slowly as the spine loses support, movement variety, and coordination. In many cases, pain appears not because the spine is damaged, but because it is being asked to do more work than it was designed to handle alone. The spine is not a single structure. It is a complex system of bones, discs, joints, muscles, and nerves that work together to keep the body upright and balanced. As we age, spinal discs naturally lose some hydration, muscles weaken if they are not used intentionally, and posture often shifts forward slightly without us noticing. When this happens, pressure concentrates in certain areas of the spine, especially the lower back. Over time, that pressure turns into stiffness, irritation, and pain. Top spine specialists emphasize that avoiding back pain is not about resting more or moving less. In fact, too much rest often accelerates the problem. The goal is to support the spine so it can move the way it was designed to move, supported by muscles, guided by good alignment, and protected from unnecessary strain. The first habit spine specialists focus on is something many seniors overlook, even though it affects the spine every moment of the day. Spine habit number 1. Support the spine with the muscles that protect it. The spine is not meant to hold the body upright on its own. It relies on surrounding muscles, especially the deep core muscles, the hips, and the upper back, to share the load. When these muscles weaken, gravity and movement forces are transferred directly into the spine. Over time, this increases compression and irritation. Spine specialists often explain that many seniors with chronic back pain don't actually have bad backs. They have undersupported spines. The muscles that should stabilize the spine are simply not active enough during daily movement. This does not require intense workouts or gym routines. Gentle activation is enough. Simple actions like engaging the abdominal muscles while standing, using the hips when rising from a chair, and maintaining upright posture while walking all help redistribute load away from the spine. Seniors who learn to support their spine this way often notice that standing feels easier and that back tension decreases. The spine is no longer carrying the body alone. Another important point specialists stress is that support is not the same as stiffness. Holding the body rigid increases spinal pressure. True support feels steady but relaxed. Learning this difference is essential for reducing pain. Muscle support creates stability, but stability alone does not keep the spine healthy. The second habit addresses a factor that directly affects spinal discs and joints. Spine habit number 2. Maintain gentle spinal movement every day. Many seniors reduce spinal movement because they fear pain. Unfortunately, avoiding movement often worsens the problem. When the spine moves less, discs receive fewer nutrients, joints stiffen, and muscles shorten. This makes the spine more sensitive, not safer. Spinal discs do not have a direct blood supply. They rely on movement to absorb nutrients and release waste. Gentle bending, straightening, and rotation within a comfortable range help keep discs healthier and more resilient. Spine specialists recommend daily spinal movement that is slow, controlled, and pain-free. This can be done seated, standing, or lying down. The goal is not to stretch aggressively, but to remind the spine that movement is safe and necessary. Seniors who maintain gentle spinal motion often experience less morning stiffness and fewer sudden pain episodes. Their movements feel smoother, and their back feels more dependable. Specialists often say that motion is nourishment for the spine. Avoiding movement may feel protective at first, but over time it deprives the spine of what it needs to stay healthy. There is also a neurological effect. When the brain experiences repeated, safe movement, it reduces protective muscle tension. This lowers pressure on the spine and reduces pain signals. Together, muscle support and daily movement form the foundation of back pain prevention after 60. When these habits are in place, the spine is far less likely to become irritated during normal activities like walking, standing, or bending slightly. Back pain does not usually appear overnight. And for that same reason, protecting the spine does not require drastic change. It requires understanding how the spine works and giving it consistent, gentle support. Spine specialists see every day that seniors who apply these principles do not just experience less pain. They move with more confidence. Their posture improves, their fear decreases, and their back becomes a structure they can trust again.